All right, welcome back to episode 2 of Waxing Diaries, and today we're going to talk about how my assistant manager was stealing our tips. So for a while, we didn't even have a regular general manager for months, and we finally got one, and she needed an assistant. So she hired an assistant manager, and we'll just call her Sarah, okay? Sarah was an older woman, about in her 50s. She had owned businesses prior to working at my job, and she seemed like a good fit. She seemed like a very nice older woman, quote unquote. I think she's in her 50s. Had experience, so it seemed like she was going to be a great fit. Well, we were wrong. We started to notice things about her that were a little sketchy. She was like leaving the store a lot, on the phone a lot. I wouldn't say jumpy, but something about her just gave like, I am doing some sketchy stuff up here with the money. So one day I got off work and I was going through my envelopes because our guests put our tips in envelopes if they're cash. And I was going through my envelopes and 2 of my envelopes happened to not have any cash in them. So I was like, okay, either I had 2 older envelopes in my bag that I already previously opened and I forgot that I opened them, or somebody stole my tips. I tell my manager and she's like, okay, I'm going to do some digging because this ain't right. Not even a whole 2 days later, my manager is watching her because we have cameras. So she's watching her in the cameras, and she's also physically throughout the shift watching her, seeing what she's doing. Now, let's pretend I think I have money in my pocket. Let's see what I have in my pocket. Okay, I have $5, all right, in my pocket. So let's say I am Sarah, okay? And there's a guest right here. The guest, we're going to pretend this is a 20, okay? The guest puts this 20 into an envelope. Pretend this is the envelope. Okay, writes whoever the waxer was, writes their name on it, gives it to Sarah because there's a small bin that the front desk is supposed to put all the tips in, and when we're done our shift, we are to come retrieve those tips with our name on it. So what she was doing was taking the envelope, say there was a 20 in here, making change for the 20, putting 15 into the envelope with the waxer's name on it, and putting $5 in her pocket. So if there's 6 waxers on that shift, right? Let's say she does it 5 times. You do the math, that's $30 in her pocket. Now let's say she does it 5 days a week. 30 times 5 is $150 she just made from the week from stealing our cash tips. Now, the crazy thing is one, grandmom, you thought you wasn't going to get caught? Like, we usually have the same guests over and over again. You know, you get to know your regulars and you get to know how much they're tipping you. So she really thought nobody was going to notice, like, whoa, so-and-so usually leaves me 20. There's only 15 or 10 in this envelope now. What's going on? And she forgot that we have cameras. Like, you didn't think about that? In your old age, you didn't think about the fact that we have cameras. And we can see you making change, putting money back into the envelope and putting money back into your pocket. So when she was confronted about how, she's been taking money from us, her response was, well, I'm not making enough money, so what am I supposed to do? So because you're not making enough money, you think your bright idea is to take from the waxers? Like, it just like the math wasn't mathing. Clearly she had to go. Then maybe like 3 months later, my manager comes in and she's like, I got an application today and it's from Sarah. Sarah reapplied, but as a waxer. So you think that you was going to reapply and get hired at the same place that you was stealing from, with us knowing you were stealing from us? Like, you've lost your mind. If karma hasn't gotten to Sarah yet, it's gonna get to her, because I still can't get over the fact that this old lady was stealing from us. All right, thanks for tuning in to episode 2. Make sure you check back in next week for episode 3 of Waxing Diaries.